seated. Good evening, parents, relatives, friends, faculty, administrators, and school board members of the Central Cambria School District. I would like to welcome you to the 2019 commencement ceremony for Central Cambria High School. Before we begin, I want to extend a thank you to the senior class officers and student council members who planned this year's commencement ceremony, to graduation advisor Mike Mazzarella and high school administrative assistant Mindy Rodkey for doing the lion's share of the prep work for tonight's ceremony, to the faculty who are serving on the commencement committee or as workers at tonight's event, as well as those who are here in attendance, to our camera crew up in the booth who are live streaming this ceremony out to the Red Devil Nation, and to the staff of Mount Aloysius College. Seniors, at this time, please remove your caps as Kayla Gurney leads us in the invocation.
Will you bow for prayer? Our Heavenly Father, as we are gathered here this evening, we ask your blessing on this commencement. We ask you to be with those who are speaking and performing this evening. We thank you for all of the knowledge we've gained and the lessons we have learned through the mistakes we have made. We ask for your safety and protection upon those who will be serving in our armed forces. We ask for your blessing upon those who will be continuing their education and for those who are joining the workforce. We thank you for our teachers, principals, directors, coaches, counselors, staff, family, and friends who have supported us during these school years, and pray that we continue to feel their encouragement in this next step of our lives. We ask for your guidance and direction to lead us, Lord, as we begin this new chapter. Amen.
Please rise for the singing of our national anthem, which will be led by Calix Castile, Regan Hajar, Campbell Moss, and Nick Lisinski. Please be seated. High school guidance counselor, Mrs. Susan Dixon, will introduce our first speaker.
Good evening. I'm honored and privileged to introduce to you the Salutatorian of the class of 2019, Calix Castile. Calix is the daughter of Theodore Jr. and Elizabeth Castile. Calix has been involved in a host of co-curricular activities, which included the high school musical, PMEA chorus, forensics, Interact Club, and National Honor Society. Calix also was a member of the student council, track and field team, and she volunteered as a marching band student helper and a mock trial timekeeper. Outside of school, Kayleigh embraced the role of being very active in her church as a lector, cantor, altar server, Eucharistic minister, and a member of the church youth council. Several of the accomplishments Kayleigh amassed while in high school include 3 times physics gold medalist, all-state chorus, daughter of the American Revolution Citizenship Award recipient, and Challenge Program Student of the Year finalist. Kayleigh will be attending Westchester University with a major in Spanish education. Please welcome Ms. Kayleigh Castillo, Salutatorian of the class of 2019, to the podium.
Thank you. After my very first quarter as a high school student, I received a report card that consumed my life. At the bottom of it was the number 1. My early valedictorian status could have been jeopardized only 2 weeks later when I had the chance to go to Kennywood with my church. And believe it or not, I almost passed it up so that I could stay home and study for my tests the following week. Luckily, I had an amazing mother who gave me some of the best advice that helped to shape the rest of my high school career. She told me that I shouldn't sacrifice the fun and memorable events in my life for a title. And as I grew as a person throughout the next 4 years, I realized that she was 100% correct. There needs to be a balance between school and having a life so that neither suffer in the end. The truth about high school is that class rank does not mean everything. Just because a student wasn't in the top of their grade does not mean that they will be unsuccessful in life, nor that they didn't have a successful high school career. In fact, I know that the class of 2019 had a very successful high school years, not because of their schoolwork, but by the things they've done by being good people and balancing their priorities. First are those who will be playing a sport in college. Not only did these students keep up with school, but they worked hard to perfect an activity that got them to the next level. These students are Paige West, Sadie LaRose, Allie Simmers, Casey McKeel, Jenna Bauer, McKenna Hayward, Sydney Schaefer, Ashley Grimes, Emily Muffy, Dalton Baker, Austin Washik, and Devin Renzi. Throughout my years, I've also witnessed very hard workers. These students understood the importance of working hard for their money and saving for college or their futures. We have many students who attend school for half of the day and then left to go to work, such as Corinne Templeton, Chris Waters, Jubby Baker, and Michaela McKendry. There are also students such as Allie Potts and Cassie Grusa who work 4 to 5 nights a week on top of a full school day. They have already learned the value of a dollar and balancing time, so I know that they will be abundantly prepared for their futures. Finally, I've seen students give up their time to be good people. Erica Camille, Lydia Seaman, Kendra Fox, and Samantha Holtz went to South Dakota to help the Lakota Native American tribe for a week. They made a huge difference in the lives of others while also growing as people and learning more about themselves. And these are only a few of the many ways that the class of 2019 have been successful young adults. As I mentioned earlier, class rank is not the only defining factor of our high school years. What is most important is integrity, a trait which many in the graduating class have already mastered. It is through the amount of hard work put in, the ways you've helped your communities, and the kindness you've shown to others that determine who you are and put you on the right track of life. To the current students out in the audience, I encourage you to focus more on the person you can be rather than the grades you receive. I'm not telling you to forget the grades, but I am telling you that the most memorable times of your life and important lessons learned don't come through studying and obsessing over points. Class rank is only a number which doesn't hinder your path to success in the future. So thank you to the class of 2019 for teaching me life lessons, supporting me, and providing me with memories that I will never forget. I wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors, and I know that you will make Central Cambria proud. Thank you.
The senior class members of the Student Council assisted in planning this year's commencement ceremony. At their request, the opportunity to submit a speech to be included in the ceremony was extended to every member of the class of 2019. A committee of seniors, teachers, and administrators was then tasked with choosing the best among those submissions. The next two speakers were chosen by the committee for inclusion in tonight's ceremony. It is my privilege to introduce one of this year's senior speakers. Joseph Gagermeyer is the son of David and Laura Gagermeyer. He is president of the Young Democrats Club, president of the Central Cambria Student Union, has been described as a civic leader and young historian, and has aspirations of acquiring a PhD in history after attending Penn State University. Ladies and gentlemen, Joseph Gagermeyer.
Good evening, everyone. I have to say first that I can't believe we actually made it. But here we are, a bunch of kids who grew up together, holding on to the last and quickly fading moments of our childhoods as a class. Today is a day for celebration. We survived the American education system after all, and I think that's pretty incredible, but with the help of some great teachers, of course, along the way. However, today is also a day of great sadness. These are the moments that form the final pages in the chapters of our childhood, soon to be dog-eared from memories on the shelf of time. Soon, when the final page turns, we'll be greeted by something a little scary. A fresh, blank, leather-bound journal whose pages are waiting to be filled. An expanse of blank white paper. The unknown. It is these pages that are reserved for the chapters of our future that are yet to be written and yet to be lived. However, there is something beautiful in that entrance. And that is the fact that we are the ones who fill that void. We are writing our story. We wield the pen. We put ink to paper in our greatest triumphs and our lowest moments. We are in control of the unknown and of those empty pages of our future. It's our story. Whether these next chapters be at college or university, in the military or out in the workforce, they are hard chapters to write. Being here today is quite humbling as I, like the rest of us, realize that in just a short amount of time, a few fleeting moments, we'll be at the very end of the road. I would like to take a moment for us to quickly look around and really look and take one last glance at the people you grew up with. The people who made your high school years what they were, because this is the final time you will get to look at them as classmates. Soon we will be proper people, grabbing the future and making do with what we've got. But we will be together in the world, all figuring it out, just like our freshman year all over again. This is what it feels like to be us, united by the fact that our time in high school will soon be fading in the rear view and a bright future on the horizon is ahead. However, we are also brought together by our school, our friends, teachers, families, classes, and our experiences, as we are, in this moment, uniquely us. We are the Central Cambria class of 2019, and there will never be an us like this at CenCam ever again. So before we rattle off the alma mater one more time, singing the words we all know by heart, remember what the feeling of being a Central Cambria senior feels like in this moment. I wish you all luck as we take one last leap as a class, together into the unknown, and into the chapters of our future. Now the final page is about to turn, the last few words written, the last ink blot signing the page, and that's it, the end of part one. And finally reflect on what was and think, that was us, we did it. Goodbye, Central Cambria. Thank you for making us uniquely us. Thank you.
Our next speaker has published research on irregular graph theory in the Pennsylvania Governor's School for the Sciences Journal. She is the Vice President of the senior class, Vice President of Student Council, and a member of the National Honor Society. She was also a Pennsylvania Music Educator District and Regional Qualifier. She was a member of the musical cast for 4 years, as well as a district champion, 2-time regional champion, and 4-time national qualifier in forensics. In addition, she was a member of 3 District 6 championship teams and 1 state championship cross-country team. She will be attending Worcester Polytechnic Institute, located in Massachusetts, this fall on a presidential scholarship, where she will be pursuing a degree in industrial engineering. She is the daughter of Michael and Jacqueline Hajar. It is my honor to introduce Reagan Hajar.
our amazing guidance counselors, Central Cambria School Board members, faculty, family, friends, and my fellow classmates. I am thanking you all, not because it is the expected greeting, but because each one of you has affected me in one way or another. It could have been a smile in the hallway or an inspirational conversation, but I just wanted to say thanks for being a part of my past 4 years here. Walt Disney once said, "It's kind of fun to do the impossible," and I feel like our class kept this in mind over the past 4 years. The Central Cambria class of 2019 has done the impossible. In this room, there are ladies who started a women's golf team and ended up winning the District 6 title their first year. The two-time LHAC volleyball champions have players who personally got their 1,000 kills and 2,000 assists. It's kind of fun to do the impossible. Our Lady Devil basketball team made it to the Final Four in the state playoffs this year. The girls tennis team are two-time district champions. The first-year track team won second in their conference, and our swim team ended with the best combined record of boys and girls in all of Central Cambria history. We are sitting among girls who actually enjoy running and are pretty good at it because they have state titles in track and won states for cross country. It's kind of fun to do the impossible. We have sent students to the Skills State competition for their technical talents. Our Scholastic Quiz team won the Grade 8 championship and made it to regionals. And the PMEA circuit of both chorus and band sent multiple people to districts, regionals, and states. We have classmates who work jobs, who are magnificent parents, and who complete amazing accomplishments outside of the school setting. Our peers have gone to New York City to dance and to model. We have others who challenge themselves by skipping math courses. Our drum major performed without a shoe. Musical was canceled due to snow, but both shows still went on. It's kind of fun to do the impossible. I know I gave the SparkNotes version of our class's accomplishments, but if I listed them all, we would be here for another 2 hours and we just want to graduate. The point I want to make is that most of these accomplishments are firsts. Firsts in Central Cambria history, and we, the class of 2019, did that. Even if these accomplishments are not your own, you are each still a part of them. I want you to take a moment and think about that. On a team, no matter what role you play, you matter. Every single person is contributing to the success of the team by giving words of encouragement, providing advice, or just being present. In the hallway, before games, matches, meets, or even a test, a wish of good luck and a smile from one of you could have affected how an athlete, musician, or academic would perform. Remember this after you graduate, and use this knowledge wherever life takes you. Every single one of us contributes to the life of others, whether we realize it or not. You depend on people for the success of your accomplishments, and they depend on you, even if it is hard to see the correlation. We are a class that knows how to multitask, how to finish, and how to succeed. I hope that each of you continue to strengthen these characteristics. We are a special class. You know how I know this? Our class knows every word to the alma mater, and we actually enjoy saying it. I feel like that is also a Central Cambria first. The past 18 years of our lives, through our crazy teenage years, have been, as Walt Disney said, defying the impossible. It's our time to continue doing just that. Thank you.
It is my distinct honor to introduce the class of 2019's valedictorian. Allison Potts, daughter of Paula and Thomas Potts, is president of National Honor Society, a member of the Internet Club, a 2019 Outstanding Young Women's Scholarship finalist, and a 2018 and 2019 Triple ABA ambassador. Allison will be attending Duquesne University in the fall and double majoring in biology and Spanish. Ladies and gentlemen, Allison Potts.
Well, to start, congratulations, class of 2019. These last couple weeks have been extremely long, but we have successfully made it through high school. Throughout our education, there were times when people doubted us, and there were many challenges that we needed to overcome. We came into the high school as a typical squirrely freshman class with very little motivation or care about school. I want to make a point to have you all remember that at the beginning of our 8th grade year, our older peers designated us as the worst class to ever pass through the middle school. This was at least until they noticed that the class behind us was even worse. So kudos to any members of the class of 2020 who are here right now. I bring this up though, because as a class, we had to learn and grow and make changes to our attitudes in order to accomplish the things that we have. As mentioned by our fellow classmates who have already spoken tonight, our class has been extremely successful over the past few years. Whether that was in academics, music, arts, or athletics, we have left an impressive resume behind for the school. With the help of teachers, parents, and guidance counselors, we have been able to grow into mature and successful young adults. It doesn't matter which of us are standing on this stage tonight, or who's wearing what decorations, medals, or stools. These won't mean much of anything to us after tonight, because we have all accomplished the same thing here at Central Cambria. We have all been successful in finishing our high school education on a positive note, leaving behind a memorable name, the class of 2019. Our accomplishments, attributes, and memories that have been made over the years will remain here at Central Cambria as we have left our mark on the school. And now we will all be moving on to bigger and better things in our lives. Every member of this class has a different path that they are about to pursue. We have people staying close to home, people moving across the country, and everything in between. Following graduation, 6% of our class will be entering a branch of the military. 80% of us plan to continue on to college or trade or technical school, and 14% are entering directly into the workforce. I would love to stand here and list the entire list of everybody's intended fields of study. However, if I were to do that, we would be standing here all night, and I want to be done and graduated as much as everybody else. But hopefully everybody is excited for this next step towards our futures as we close up our final moments here together as a class. We, the class of 2019, were able to overcome the doubts and challenges that we endured throughout the course of our high school experiences, and we made it to this point. I want you all to remember this and take it with you as you continue your next adventure in life. Do not give up or lose hope based upon the opinions of others. Do not stop trying to accomplish your goals and dreams because it seems like it might be too difficult. Do not allow anybody the opportunity to doubt you. Show them that you are able to be the person that you wish to be. As we step into the future, we all have the ability to define ourselves as we choose. Whether that next step may be college, the military, the workforce, or a vocational school, we will all be able to handle whatever life throws at us, and we will all make the best of the opportunities presented to us. Good luck to everyone, and once again, congratulations, class of 2019.
Please now allow me to introduce Mr. Dennis Simmers, President of the Central Cambria School District Board of School Directors. Mr. Simmers has served our district as a board member for 10 years. He earned his bachelor's and Master of Science degrees at Indiana University of Pennsylvania and completed postgraduate work at Penn State University and Johns Hopkins University. Mr. Simmers has been employed for 25 years at the Culver Power Project as the Environmental Health and Safety Engineer. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Dennis Simmers to the podium.
Thank you, Mrs. Dixon, for those remarks. Appreciate that. Class, on behalf of the Central Cambria School Board of Directors, I would like to congratulate all of your parents, aunts and uncles, siblings, guardians, administrators, and faculty members, everyone that has played a role in getting you to this point this evening. And I'd just like to point out to the class of 2019 that this is your squad sitting around you, so why don't you give them a little bit of appreciation, all right? Thank you. This is the 5th Central Cambria commencement exercise that I've had the honor of addressing on behalf of the School Board of Directors. I'm pleased to report that the board has unconditional faith in the class of 2019. We will not have to wait very long to see you out there. For example, recently I had an ultrasound performed by a class of 2015 alum. A 2016 alum helped me solve a mechanical part problem recently at a store. Who knows? I may get pulled over by a state trooper one day and it's going to be one of you. Seriously, these are great days to be alive. The board is very excited about all of your futures. Your timing is fantastic. There are 77 million baby boomers. Those people born between 1946 and 1964 that are retired or are retiring. Do you know what that means? Unlimited opportunities for you. Class of 2019, I'd like to have you just look around quick, and if everybody born between those years, baby boomers, would just raise your hand up, please. See those folks? You're going to take over for them. Lots of opportunities, and pay into our Social Security. We appreciate it. Graduates, make no mistake about it. You will run into people that are a drag. They're going to tell you how bad everything is. Just blow that off, straight pipe it in one ear and out the other. Your success solely depends on your personal determination to achieve. The school board has been watching you for 13 years, and we know that you guys are going to kill it. Look around your classmates right now. There are future awesome moms and dads sitting around you. There are future teachers, firemen, police officers, inventors, military service heroes, business owners, farmers, and much, much more sitting right around you. The future is sitting around you right now. Board colleagues present, we do know the future. We do know that this class is capable of greatness. I guarantee you they will make the Central Cambria Nation proud. With that, the board congratulates the class of 2019. God bless you, good luck, and stay safe.
Serving as treasurer of the class, an all-around awesome student, Jaden Schreckengost is a top 5 academic student in the class of 2019. Jaden will be attending Duquesne University in the fall. She will join us on stage to introduce the next 2 speakers in the program, Superintendent Jason Moore and faculty speaker Robert Nicolishin.
If you are working on something that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you. Steve Jobs. For some, this vision pulls them far and wide across the country. Others will be brought right here, back home. However, it is not the distance you travel that defines one's accomplishments, but rather the hearts they touch and the passion with which they pursue their goals amidst any location. Mr. Moore and his drive to educate and change the lives of the youth did not begin here at Central Cambria. Actually, it started in 1995, following his high school graduation from Greater Johnstown, when he attended the University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown to receive a Bachelor of Arts in Secondary Education for Social Studies and English. His interest in education continued as he went on to receive a Master of Education from the California University of Pennsylvania, and remains as he continues his work for his doctorate in education from the Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Mr. Moore did not begin his desire to educate and influence children with his work here at Central Cambria, but instead at Greater Johnstown as an English teacher. After 6 years, his vision drew him to become principal at Greater Johnstown, before eventually transferring to curriculum director here at Central Cambria for 4 years. Later, his passion for education of children has pulled him into his current position as superintendent here at Central Cambria.
Now, in spending nearly 20 years in education, you may think it is easy to become disconnected with your work. The same thing every day, especially when going home to 2 children of his own and a wife who is also an educator. But that has not been the case with Mr. Moore. Rather, he spices up the school year by challenging listening to me in an occasional snow day video, seeking out meetings with students to discuss various concerns, and ultimately ensures that every day at Central Cambria continues to run smoothly. As Mr. Moore continues to uphold by his vision of what is the best for the students and the community involved with the Central Cambria School District, we welcome him to the stage to give his final address to our class, the class of 2019.
Good evening, everyone. As a former teacher, I tend to overplan everything that I do. I had my speech planned to give tonight written several weeks ago, actually several months ago. However, this past weekend, I decided to scrap that one. Last Saturday, I attended the service for one of my father's good friends who had recently passed. His name was Ed Yoki. Most of you know his nephew, our Mr. Yoki, who teaches in our middle school. Ed lived over 20 great years before he died recently. When I see those commercials with the world's most interesting man, I often thought of Ed. If he wasn't the world's most interesting man, at least he was Tannerville's most interesting man. He was a successful business owner, a musician who had always had time to help others. At Ed's funeral, the pastor asked friends to share stories about him. There were countless examples of his generosity and kindness. However, the highlight was when one of Ed's friends took the microphone as he trembled. His shaking wasn't because of his advanced age, although that he shared that he himself was also about to turn 90 years old. He trembled with emotion as he shared his stories of Ed's kindness before removing a folded piece of paper from his pocket, and he read this poem acknowledging his friend's life that was well lived. And this poem is called The Dash by Linda Ellis. It goes, I read of a man who stood to speak at the funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on her tombstone from the beginning to the end. He noted that first came the date of her birth and spoke of her following date with tears. But he said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For that dash represents all the time that she spent alive on earth. And now only those who loved her what that little line is worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. So think about this long and hard. Are there things you'd like to change? For you never know how much time is left that can still be rearranged. If we could just slow down enough to consider what's true and real, and always try to understand the way other people feel, and be less quick to anger and show appreciation and love the people in our lives like we've never loved before. If we treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile, remembering this special dash might only last a little while. So when your eulogy is being read with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say about how you spent your dash? So it may sound strange that I'm reading this poem at your graduation, a time of celebration, but this day is also our culture's rite of passage. This is your journey into adulthood. Before today, others made decisions for you that control your dash. Now your dash is in your own hands. My dash is at least halfway through. Yours is all ahead. Never have I heard someone on their final days of their dash say that he regrets that he spent too much time with family or regretted finishing her degree. So my advice is to stop and smell the roses and enjoy every day of your dash. It is a gift. For your final Central Cambria assignment, please do great things with your dash.
Hello again, everyone. Our next speech will be given by Mr. Robert Nicolashin. When deciding how to introduce Mr. Nick, I decided to reach out to the senior class for their opinions to grasp a general idea of the sentiment surrounding him. And let me tell you all, I received not a single negative response. Rather, each person detailed the manner in which Mr. Nick was more than a teacher. He's a father figure, a friend, and someone who each person turned to for advice, no matter your last name or your status within the school. Aside from running gym class, Mr. Nick dedicates his time to the Interact Club and track and field. However, his impact on the lives of the class of 2019 goes further than the gymnasium or the throwing pin and extends into the hearts of each and every one of us as he continually encourages us to be the best version of ourselves. The class of 2019 thanks you, Mr. Nick. Now without further ado, class of 2019, give Mr. Nick a warm gym class welcome with 3 claps on 2. 1, 2. Hoorah! Yes, thank you.
When asked to say a few words about the class of 2019 at their graduation ceremony, a warm feeling encompassed my heart. I'm pretty sure what I felt was vengeance. And what a great opportunity it would be to get even. But in all seriousness, being included in all of the emotions that go along with this special day truly is something that I will always remember. This day is monumental for not only graduates, but also for the efforts of parents, grandparents, siblings, aunts, uncles, etc. It takes a team to have success. Your accomplishments today aren't solely based on what you have done. There are the special people in your lives who have made great sacrifice to ensure that you were getting the very best that that person could afford. Having the examples of their behaviors is what will mold you in the future, if you permit. You will make mistakes along the way. No one knows how to screw up better than me. Commit to what you have learned. Be positive. Help those in need before you spend $1 on yourself. Be kind. Practice loyalty and truth daily. Place a quarter in the jar when you've done something good. Take away 3 when you've not done what you were supposed to. Love everyone. Don't permit yourself to be any less of a person than what you are capable of being. This is a crime that you should be incarcerated for. You owe it to you because you are worth it. Follow one simple equation as you take the leap into the big boy and girl world. Go to sleep and always wake up a better version of what you were the day before. It seems as if I'm running short on time, so what the heck? Let's conclude with one more rhyme. I was asked to address the class of 2019. Mr. Santini barked 5 minutes and said, "Keep it clean." I smiled and winked, thinking, could this really be done? I'll make fun of these weasels. Their family will laugh a ton. What does one say to a group of esteemed teen to inspire? They'll get bored, start to yawn, and all begin to tire. Let's begin our story in kindergarten approximately 13 years ago. What was the most popular song you danced to? Jumping from head to toe. It probably wasn't Promiscuous by Nelly Furtado. No way, just stop. I definitely can see you grooving to number 10. Yep, had to be Kids Bop. It's raining in first grade. No recess outside. The day will be bland. Hey, let's go to the shelf. and utilize lunch digestion with a game of Candyland. Second grade was awesome. Riding a bus no longer was scary. You couldn't wait to climb aboard to hang out with the driver, Jerry. Third grade started to get more interesting. It was out of sight. This was also around the same time you started watching that creepy vampire skit, the ever-popular Twilight. Fourth grade, the guys began their arguments behind school doors. Who's the cutest girl? Hey, which do you like better, Chevy or Ford? Fifth grade was the last year before Cambria and Jackson combined. You are right. Off to the middle school to meet new friends. Hey, when I wake up, it's still night. In seventh, the Halloween dance came upon. Hope no one ridicules me and gives an opinion. I know what I'll be. I'm dressing up as a cute little yellow minion. Eighth grade came quickly. Again, for the second time, you became head of the class. Unfortunately, this is when you discovered the meaning of power and conquered the adjective sass. High school began. The awkwardness lasted only a short time. Trying to get a hello or a smile was definitely going to cost way more than a dime. Homecoming, prom, and an array of athletic events. You watched 4 seasons and played a very big part in the relay tennis. Some have signed up with the Red Cross and handed over their blood. Many of you have stolen my mints from the green little tub. You've suffered, cried, smiled, laughed, and even sighed. Your years at CC flew by, and finally your day is here that you have eyed. I've overheard, I can't wait for this to be over and start all brand new. Well, your rhyme is all done. As you exit, remember that we will always love you. In conclusion, I will pray for you daily to have peace and joy in your hearts. Don't ever quit. As you go throughout life, always remember the words of Dr. Martin Luther King. If you can't fly, then you run. And if you can't run, then you walk. And if you cannot walk, then you crawl. And if you can't crawl, then you do whatever you got to do to move forward. Congratulations.
Mr. Andrew Peronish has served as assistant principal and acting high school principal at Central Cambria High School since 2014. At this time, Mr. Peronish will come to the podium to recognize our seniors who have attended Admiral Peary Area Vocational Technical School.
Good evening, everybody. In recognition of the importance of training in the skilled trades and fulfilling the needs of the America's workforce, our seniors who have completed training at Admiral Peary Area Vocational Technical School are distinguished with a maroon sash. I ask that our Admiral Peary Area Vocational Technical School students please stand and be recognized at this time. Congratulations, class of 2019.
Dr. Tricia Murin is the Assistant Superintendent of the Central Cambria School District. Dr. Murin has worked as a guidance counselor at Jackson Elementary in the middle school. She has served as Jackson Elementary principal, high school principal, and curriculum director prior to her role as Assistant Superintendent. Dr. Murin is a proud member of the Central Cambria High School class of 1988, holds degrees from Penn State University, and a doctorate from Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Please welcome Dr. Murin as she acknowledges our honor students.
Thank you. Students graduating with second honor status must earn a cumulative GPA of 3.25 or higher. These students are distinguished with a white sash. Those seniors graduating with second honor status, please stand and be recognized at this time. Graduating with honors must achieve a cumulative GPA of 3.75 or higher. These students are distinguished with a gold sash. Those members of the class of 2019 graduating with honor status, please stand and be recognized at this time. Thank you. Students accepted as members of the Central Cambria School National Honor Society exemplify the qualities of scholarship, service, leadership, and character. These students are distinguished by their NHS sash. Those members of the National Honor Society, please stand and be recognized at this time. Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you, Mr. Santini, for your kind words for the introduction. I had the pleasure of being the Jackson Elementary School's principal for some of you when you were in elementary school. And I also had the pleasure of being the Central Cambria High School's principal for all of you for the first half of your junior year. During that time that I was your high school principal, the teachers, staff, and I wanted to do something fun to demonstrate our Central Cambria pride. So we planned a flash mob dance for homecoming that year. The teachers, staff, and I practiced and practiced, right, Mrs. Dixon and others? We tried our best, and we kept it a secret from all of you. This was going to be the standout event of the year. So we practiced, we were in place, and the homecoming pep rally came. Mr. Crott, our technology director, had the music ready. Mr. Shane McGregor gave us our cue, and the music started. Teachers and staff started to run across the gym floor. I chimed in as well and started to run to my spot. Unfortunately, halfway to my spot, my foot got caught on the gym floor. As I was falling, I thought, this can't be happening. When I hit the floor, I heard a loud gasp. I thought, oh my gosh, I have to get up and finish this dance. As I stood up, I heard a roar of claps. Mostly laughing, but some claps as well. You were my cheerleaders that day, and your cheers motivated me to continue the flash mob dance. I could have given up and crawled Mr. Nez off the gym floor, but I decided that I would try to stick it out with the rest of the teachers and staff. We all want to be your cheerleaders, your family members, parents, neighbors, friends, classmates, not only for today, but forever. If you stumble or even fall in life, make it part of your life's dance. We hope all of your dreams come true. Good luck to each and every one of you. Thank you.
Nick Lisinski, son of Frank and Mandy Lisinski, is the president of the class of 2019. Beginning with the Evansburg-Cambria High School class of 1930, each graduating class has a link to the following class. This 89-year tradition will continue this evening, as class of 2019 President Nick Lisinski will come to the stage to present the next link to the class of 2020 President Alex Gibson.
Hello, as mentioned, I'm Nick Lisinski, president of the 2019 class, and I've been president of my class for 4 years. This is had me thinking about the past. Not to mention the fact that today we're literally dealing with a link to the past here in the form of these chains that have names on them from decades and decades of Central Cambria history. I don't intend to just wax philosophical with my speech. The past is done and over with. It's not coming back. But I really do think that it's worth taking a second to appreciate it before I pass it on. Central Cambria has influenced so many lives, hundreds, thousands of lives. My grandfather went to this school. My parents fell in love here. Year after year, people come through its halls. Students find their future spouses, find their best friends, have life-changing moments, and also have their hearts broken, friendships ended, and they grow because of it. If you're a member of the audience and you went to Central Cambria or you married an alum, could you raise your hand? Look around. This room is filled with people who have had their lives completely changed by our school. A lot of us might have some negative things to say about high school. Say that it's inconsequential, that it's meaningless. But at the end of the day, the truth is that high school changes you whether you want it to or not. High school sticks with you your entire life long, and the people and places and things we have experienced at Central Cambria are going to stick with us, each in our own way. So in recognition of that, I'll pass this chain on to the next class, to Mr. Alex Gibson, who will pass it on to the next, to the next, to the next. I wish that you have much luck in all of your hopes and dreams, that you appreciate your time here while you have it, and I hope that you too are truly changed for the better by what you can experience here at Central Cambria. Because without this school, I don't think that any of us here would be the people that we are today. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of the class of 2020, I humbly accept this unity chain. To the class of 2019, I, along with the rest of my fellow classmates, would thank you for the example you have set and wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors. And for one last time, go Red Devils. Congratulations, class of 2019.
At this time, I would like to ask that United States Army veteran and Central Cambria math teacher, Mr. Blaze McCombie, come to the stage to recognize our seniors entering military service.
Good evening. Congratulations, 2019. Several members of the class of 2019 have made a commitment to serve their country by signing on to join one of the branches of the United States military upon their graduation from Central Cambria High School. These students are distinguished by the sashes provided by their recruiters. At this time, with these members of the class of 2019 will be entering military service, stand and be recognized. We all thank you for your service and choosing to serve. Thank you very much.
At this time, we would ask that Superintendent Moore come to the podium, and we would ask our senior members of the PMEA come up to the seats. Seniors, please rise and sing along. And we also welcome the crowd to sing along as our senior PMEA All-Star Chorus participants will perform the class of 2019 song, Country Roads by John Denver, accompanied by Superintendent Jason Moore. These guys have practiced that 2 times. Let's give them a round of applause. Class of 2019, please be seated. In a few short moments, your parents, friends, and family gather here to watch you walk across this stage to receive your diploma, signifying the end of your beginning, the culmination of 13 years of work, and a clean slate and a fresh start as you turn the page to new and unwritten chapters of your life's work. 7 years ago, when you and I started together at the middle school at the beginning of your 6th grade year, I could not have foreseen tonight being our last time together. I look back, and it seems like 2012 was forever ago and yesterday, all at the same time. I've thoroughly enjoyed seeing you grow from your first awkward middle school dance, several feet from your partner, to your senior prom, a little closer quarters, from bouncing the ball off your foot to advancing to the Final Four, from a class that we weren't real certain about, as Ms. Potts mentioned, to one that has made its mark on the history of Central Cambria High School. It has been a privilege to be able to serve you on this final leg of your Central Cambria journey. This speech is not about advice, it's about time. Last times, to be specific. Tonight is the last time that you are gathered together as the Central Cambria High School class of 2019. Life is full of last times that we don't see coming. Your parents and grandparents didn't know when they would change your last dirty diaper. The last time they would rock you to sleep. The last time they would pick you up and carry you. Or the last time you would sneak into their bed when you were scared at night. They didn't know the last time they would hold your hand as you crossed the street or read you a bedtime story. In those moments of little sleep, of sheer exhaustion, of putting other aspects of their lives on hold so they could tend to your needs, I'm quite certain that there were times that your parents wished you would just grow up, be more independent, be able to do things for yourself, and make life a little easier on them. Now they are sitting here in the crowd, and you're all grown up. You're more independent. You can do more things for yourself. And I'll bet they wish they could stop time right now. Slow it down. Wind the clock back and savor some of those last times just a little bit more. If only they had known, and if only they knew now how much they're going to miss you when you go on to do the great things that you're going to do on the next stop of your journeys. I reflect on these things in the context of a parent, of a daughter who will start kindergarten, and a son moving up to second grade at Cambria Elementary next fall. I think a lot about what I would like my own kids to end up like. I don't have to look far. I'd want them to speak up and advocate for themselves and their classmates like Jaden Treckengoss. I'd want them to be as creative as Marion Grady, as determined as Owen Beox. I'd want them to be as smart as Nick Lisinski. Well, maybe not quite that smart. Be able to work with their hands like Chris Waters and Isaac Thompson and the Baker boys in the front row. Race cars like Shane Nyhart. I would want them to be as outgoing as Blake Pellegrino, smile like Casey McKeel. I would want them to be kind like Maria Farwell, competitive like McKenna Hayward and Nick Knott. I would want them to be dream chasers like Kira Sweeney, sing like Campbell Moss, play like Rachel Vandenberg, and have faith like Kayla Gurney. I would want them to have a diverse range of talents and interests like Reagan Hajar. I'd like them to have the grit and the perseverance of Grace Gerlach. I would want them to make a 5-year-old's face light up like Allie Simmers and Liam Bracken. In reality, I'd want them to be a lot like the 134 members of the 89th graduating class of Central Cambria High School, the class of 2019. My challenge to you is to live your best life, be your best self, seize each day that lies ahead, so when you reconvene in 20 years, you can look back and reflect on some of your last times with fondness and a twinkle in your eye, just as I will think of you when considering our time together. I thank you for allowing me to share this journey with you. I truly wish you all the best. You are forever part of the Red Devil family. Now, the part we all came for. As principal of Central Cambria High School, it is my honor to present the class of 2019. The students before you have met the requirements of the Pennsylvania Department of Education and the Central Cambria School District. Diplomas will now be conferred onto these students. I ask that the faculty assemble in a receiving line at the end of the stage, over here, and that the individuals in the front row of the stage step forward to assist with the awarding of diplomas. The remaining folks on the stage, please join the faculty receiving line. High school guidance counselors, Mr. Randy Wilson, Mrs. Susan Dixon, and Mrs. Shannon Gerondo will announce the names of the class of 2019. Thank you.
Kathleen Potts. Felix Elizabeth Castile. Reagan Marie Hajar. Jaden Star Schreckengost. Nicholas Frank Lisinski. Kayla Jean Gurney. Campbell Paige Moss. Joseph Vaughn Gagermeyer. Kyle Joseph Anna. James Nicholas Awe.
Dalton Wayne Baker. Justin Thomas Baker. Trevor James Baker. Seth Robert Ball. Devin Conrad Ballsinger. Jenna Ruth Bauer. Bryce Lawrence Bueller Lucas. Ariana Kristen Blackwell. Nathaniel Krishna Budaran. Leah Marie Bracken.
Caitlin Marie Breath. Harrison Robert Rumbaugh. Nicholas Jermaine Burkhart. Kirsten Renee Byrne. Caitlin Alyssa Cochran. Jonathan Andrew Croft. Emma Lee Davis. Ashley Lynn Dietrich. Caitlin Marie Dillon. Noah Allen Eck.
Courtney Alyssa Eller. Maria Lynn Farbaugh. Gage Matthew Fedora. Kendra Nicole Fox. Erin Rose Frank. Jenna Rose Fulton. Jared Allen Garzarelli. Tanner Michael Gaunt. Abigail Rose Gertley. Grace Annalise Gerlach.
Matthew James Gillen. Marion Rose Strata. Katie Faith Bress. Ashley Anna Grimes. Cassandra Ann Brusa. Trevor Paul Harriger. McKenna Marie Hayward. Seth Anthony Hobecker. Kira Lynn Hollingsworth. Samantha Lee Holtz.
Jenna Daniel Hooper. Samantha Irene Houghton. Colby Roy Jones. Christopher Evan Cabo. Erica Marie Camille. Nicholas John Knopf. Matthew Paul Kuzilla. Hunter Thomas Lamar. Duncan Cole Lambie. Dylan Don Lang.
Seth Patrick Lake. Sadie Mary LaRose. Haley Kincaid Lawrence. Denise Elizabeth Lee. Sarah Jane Walker. Travis Michael Malloy. Grace Elizabeth Martin. Devin Alvis Mazika. Ty Mitchell McGreen. Lauren May McCullough. Casey Renee McKeel. Kayla Louise McHenry. Joshua Eli McNulty. Ryan Matthew Matthew. Tanner James Melnick. Emily Elizabeth Humpy. Autumn Lynn Nagle. Christopher Michael Ness.
Evan Robert Nolan.
Chelsea Lynn Novitsky. Dante Terrell O'Neill. Megan Pauline Oyaski. Amber Victoria Park. Ashley Michelle Patterson. Blake Stephen Pellegrino. Joshua Michael Percio. Devin John Plummer. Kelvin James Krasinko. Kylie Lynn Pouliot.
Devin Michael Stephen Renzi. Taylor Morgan Richardson. Anna Catherine Ring. Zachary Samuel Robinson. Jacob Tyler Rosier. Kaylin Joyce Rosier. Christy Ann Russell. Caleb Devontae Sanders. Madison Nicole Shue. Lydia Joy Seaton.
Sydney Elizabeth Schaefer. Brody Nicholas Sikora. Allison Lynn Simmers. Cassie Ray Smiley. Hope Marie Sondheim. Justin Alexander Solosky. Cody James Sorrell. Sean Joseph Steffen. Emily Jane Scott. Alec Kenneth Stoltz.
Kiara Nicole Sweeney. Thomas Albert Smith. Louis Kenneth Taylor. Alexia Paige Taylor. Corinne Ariel Temple. Isaac Joseph Thompson. Hope Nicole Tompers. Rachel Elizabeth. Nicholas John Basil. Owen Richard Diaz.
Austin Tyler Washington. Christopher Jacob Waters. Paige Helen West. Nathan Andrew Westrick. Dalton James Williams. Dylan Scott Williams. Lars Samuel Williamson. Caitlin Renee Winning.
I would ask that the members of the class of 2019 please rise. Let's hear it for the class of 2019. Members of the class of 2019, please move the tassel from the right to the left side of the graduation cap. This signifies your status as a graduate of Central Cambria High School as of this commencement ceremony held on June 7, 2019. Graduates and guests, please rise. Would faculty members Maria Hoover and Brian Reynolds, please remain standing as the pep band performs the Central Cambria High School alma mater written by John Mason. Faculty members Maria Hoover and Brian Reynolds will lead in the singing of the alma mater. Pep band.
Hey, 3 claps on 2, 1, 2.
School class of 2019, please raise your caps and be recognized. The class, and in a few short moments, the class of 2019 will recess out of the main gym. They will meet with parents and family up on the concourse level after exiting the auxiliary gymnasium and receiving their diploma envelopes in the auxiliary gym. We thank you, truly thank you for attending the Central Cambria High School class of 2019 commencement ceremony. This concludes this evening's ceremony.